DC fans, I'm your host Anika Chung. I finally got to see The Batman in theaters Ultra AVX. It's starring Robert Pattison, Chloe Kravitz, Colin Farrell, Andy Serkis, Paul Dano, and Jeffrey Wright, and it's directed by Matt Reeves. Batman ventures into Gotham City's underworld when the Riddler, a sadistic killer, leaves behind a trail of cryptic clues, begins murdering key political figures in Gotham. Batman is forced to investigate the city's hidden corruption as the evidence begins to lead closer to home and the scale of the perpetrator's plans become clear. He must forge new relationships, unmask the culprit, and question his family's involvement, and bring justice to the abuse of the power and corruption that has long plagued the citizens of Gotham. This is not like the other Batman movies. It's more darker. All the trappings are there. The Batmobile, the suit, and the gadgets with the assistance of his butler, Alfred. And of course, at the center is the Cape Crusader himself, brought torment, seeking his own brand of nighttime justice in Gotham City that's spiraling into squalor and decay. The atmosphere in this film reminds me of a 70s crime drama, not the typical Batman blockbuster films that we always see, and the series of high-profile Gotham murders driving the plot. The Riddler is leaving and sending these crazy riddles. He's kind of like the Zodiac Riddler killer terrorizing the citizens of Gotham. Seriously, I feel sorry for them. They're so terrified because this guy is crazy, leaving these crazy videos and screaming. Like, that is horrifying. He's wearing that mask. That Riddler is nuts, y'all. This Batman movie is aware of its own place in pop culture, but it's not winking in meta fashion. Rather, it's acknowledging the comic book character's lore, only to examine it and revel it in a way that's both substantial and daring. The script from Reeves and Peter Craig forces this hero to question his own history as well as confront his purpose. And doing so creates an opening for us as viewers to challenge the narratives. This is an unusual film because we're seeing Bruce Wayne at a young age. Like, we've always seen Bruce Wayne always older, but this time he's like really young. His parents are no longer with him, and he's living his life. He's alone. He likes to live in the shadows, but he knows he's becoming a person of vengeance, of Gotham, but as well dealing with also family secrets too. So it's quite challenging being a young Bruce Wayne, dealing with all these crazy criminals attacking the citizens of Gotham. Robert Pattison taking over the role of Bruce Wayne. We have an actor who's not just prepared, but is excited to explore this iconic character's mysterious dark instincts. Christian Bale, who played the Dark Knight, also gave him his blessing. Robert Pattison was excellent as the Batman, the intense training for months preparing for this role. One of the coolest lines he said was, "They think I'm hiding in the shadows." He intones in the opening voiceover, but I am the shadows. Pattison is known when he's portraying some characters that might make you feel uncomfortable. Like next film he did with Tom Holland, Devil All the Time. That film was crazy, especially when he was portraying the preacher. That freaked me out, man. The way that he was preaching, he sounds so southern, but it was actually a very good film. When Batman first spies on Selina Kyle slinking into her leather motorcycle gear and shimmering down the fire escape in her own pursuit of nocturnal justice, there's an unmistakable flicker of charge in his eyes. He's already interested. And what makes it even better, she also lives in the shadows just like him. Pattison and Kravitz have insane chemistry with each other. She is his match physically and emotionally. Every step of the way, this is no flirty, purring Catwoman. She's a fighter and a survivor with her loyal heart and a strong sense of what is right. And that's what I actually like about her character. Yes, you know, she's cool, but if you cut her the wrong way, you are going to get clawed. The entire cast were superb in their roles. Jeffrey Wright is a rare voice of idealism and decency as Commissioner Gordon. John Turturro is low-key chilling as the crime boss, Carmine Falcone. Andy Serkis brings that paternal wisdom and warmth as Alfred. Colin Farrell is completely unrecognizable in this film as the sleazy villainous Oswald Copperpot, better known as Penguin. I enjoyed his accent. The only thing that was missing was the adorable penguins. They need to be following him. And Paul Dano is flat out terrifying as Riddler, whose own drive for vengeance provides the story's spine. He goes extreme here in a way that's reminiscent of his starting work, There Will Be Blood. His dangerment is so intense, you may find yourself extremely unexpectedly laughing just to break the tension he creates. But there's nothing amusing about his portrayal though. Dano makes you feel like as if you're watching a man who's truly deeply disturbed. But he definitely portrayed this character really well to the T. That is true talent right there. Dano, he just like delivered. as the villainous, the Riddler. Although the movie was 3 hours long, I really enjoyed it. I loved it. I'm looking forward to more DC films like this in the future. I like the dialogue scenes between Batman, Penguin, especially the Riddler. Oh my goodness, I thought he was actually going to break that glass. He really wanted to fight his ass. And I know it's closer to the ending of the film. At the Arkham Asylum, the Riddler was crying because, you know, he lost the battle, but then he was talking to someone that kind of sounded like Joker. Interesting. Could this be a possibility that we might see Joker in a sequel of the Batman? You never know. The cinematography and the visual effects were stunning in this film. Like, unbelievable. I love the darker tones in some of the scenes. It made it more creepier, but I really liked it. This is definitely what drew me to this film. Even just watching the trailer, just looking at the colors, the contrast, I was really drawn right in. What did you guys think about the movie? I give the Batman 4.5 stars. It's because number one, for the half one, because the movie was so long. If you haven't seen this film, I highly recommend it. You guys will have a great time. Just make sure you bring a pillow for your back, because sometimes the seats may not be as comfortable depending on what theater you go to. Otherwise, you'll have a great time. I'm your host, Anika Chung, and I'll see you next time on my next motion picture or trailer review. Love yourself always, and remember, be excellent to each other. All right, guys, I'll see you next time in the pictures. Cheers. Cheers. That's all, folks.
What?
Are you prepared to die?
No, I'm 12. Are you?
Serkis bloom in America, Cadillac zoom in America, industry boom in America.
Room in America.